I'm still trying to learn how to use my hands and button, zipper, you know, I do none of that stuff I can do, and it's still kind of hard for me. And I got what they call a Mary Walker. I went from the wheelchair into this thing they call a Mary Walker, which is kind of a combination wheelchair walker thing. It's made out of like PVC pipe. You're like surrounded in this thing, and it's got a seat in it, and it's on with little wheels, and you can push yourself up and walk and hang on. If you get tired, you sit down. And I would get in there and try to walk, and little by little, every day I got a little farther, and pretty soon I got to where I could walk all the way from where I was in the back of the building all the way to the front. There were 2 nurses stations, so I was in the back nurses station, and I would go all the way to the front nurses station, and I'd make my way back. I got to a point where I was doing 25 there and back in the morning after breakfast. Then I'd have lunch, and I'd go to 25 there and back here in the early afternoon. And I don't know what it was. I didn't think of anything or whatever. I can do this. I was like one step at a time. And it's still painful, and it hurt, and I was walking. I still walk on broken glass. I've got neuritis and neuropathy and all kinds of. I could go into detail on it, but you don't want to hear that. Anyway, I kept doing that every day. And one day I said, well, why don't you try a regular, you know, little walker, 2-handed walker that's good, you know, the thing with the tennis balls you've seen. And I said, ooh, it's kind of tricky because you can't sit down now. I gotta keep going. So I tried that for a while. Got better and better at that. And then I remember one day I was going down the hall one afternoon, one of my regular, you know, laps, and one of the physical therapists came walking past me, and I said, good afternoon. I said, hi. And he reached over and grabbed that thing away from me and left me standing there. I was like, whoa. He says, you don't need that anymore. Try walking. So I did, and boy, it was scary. So sure as no fall, I'd fallen so many times. Oh, so many times. And I kept going. And I could kind of walk. I'd have to stop and hang on the wall every now and then because I'd get a little wobbly, but I was able to do it. And when I started doing this, I said, well, I've got to do something with my time, what little bit of time I got left here, because it was the same place, same view. You look out the window, you see the same little view of life. You don't leave the building, you're there. And my sister brought in a laptop and said, maybe you can learn to use this thing. We'll see if we can get you hooked up to the internet. Maybe you can talk to your friends. And I started doing little stuff in there, and I started typing and whatever, because I'm not a dummy or anything. I thought, well, maybe I can write down a little bit about what I'm going through here, which I did, and I ended up writing a little booklet called About Nursing Home. Lo and behold, I got it published, and people buy it, and it basically explained, you know, my point of view being a resident, not the doctor's point of view like you usually get, the nurses or whatever. It was just the observation of people I'd met and why they were there and what we tried to do to make our day good. So I did that.